What type of man are you? Do you wipe front to back or back to front? Today we're playing Minecraft again. Today is day 99 of making Minecraft videos every single day. Tomorrow will be day 100 and it would mark the end of this series. That's it. I'm gonna move on to something else. Now we'll be talking about that in a minute, just kind of going through this entire experience. I think tomorrow I'm just gonna have that be the send off and today is gonna be the yap. Also off camera, I did build this thing right here, and if you are any wiser, I did this for the egg. Yeah, whenever it's time tomorrow, once everything's said and done, like I said, I'm not gonna completely just end the video as soon as I beat the Ender Dragon. I think I'm gonna get the Elytra, you know, which will be pretty risky, and then I'm just gonna fly around. There's a couple of points of interest that I found when I've playing this game that I just never really showed on videos because it was off camera and I wasn't just gonna walk all the way over there for a video. But yeah, if you saw the title, I've been making daily Minecraft videos for 99 days and it's a long story. It started with me just kind of wanting to yap about kind of some personal things, not really go in depth, but it started with me kind of having certain topics, talking about change, talking about failure, things that still apply to me to this day, and some things that I'm trying to get better at, talking about my flaws, anger issues, all that kind of stuff. I've talked about that on early videos, and yeah, and then eventually I started to do streams, and it took a while. I think it was until like day 40, day 50 around there where I finally started streaming this world. So I would literally only play about 30 minutes every single day. That's kind of why I'd say I'm pretty far behind, because I wasn't applying that much time into this game, and it's only pretty recently since I started to do off-camera stuff. Like normally I would stream this. I wouldn't play at all off camera. I wouldn't do that. So it started with just me yapping. Like I said, my inspiration was Ken, who's a Clash Royale YouTuber, and obviously I try to kind of copy his formula. Not like completely. It was just more of the idea of like, okay, you're yapping while playing a game, and not really, the focus isn't primarily on the world. But I realized eventually that I couldn't be that. I'm not that kind of person. That, like, we both had different personalities, so it was never going to work. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody's different. I'm different, you know what I mean? So I realized that because of that, I would probably benefit more from leaning into content. But recently things have been working out, and I thought, well, I'm gonna go ahead and make a change. So when I reach day 100, I'm gonna call it there and then do Minecraft hardcore. But you know what? From doing this every single day, I have really learned to enjoy Minecraft, and also I feel more confident making videos, something that I really didn't have when I first started. I feel like maybe I had the same energy. Potentially there's days where I even have more energy than I do now. Well, this is fire. This is the first time I ever apply a trim on a game, on Minecraft. Nice. I did green because black and green is one of my favorite colors. I was gonna do like red and blue, like half and half, or like a mix. Those are technically my brand colors. You can see in the back right there. But nah, I also like black and green. So I'm gonna do that. I just thought it would be pretty cool. Anyway, so today we're going to make the walk, run, whatever the hell it is going to be, to the end portal. And tomorrow will be the very first time that I ever beat the Ender Dragon, ever, on vanilla Minecraft. I have technically beat him before, from going into creative and then switching to survival, or with friends, technically like a multiplayer, but I have never beat the Ender Dragon solo. Is this going to be a 20,000 block journey, or is it going to be like literally down here? Wouldn't that be funny? Let's check. Okay, it's over there. Let's see if I can multitask. So I save. Okay, to me this world was just me yapping and me getting better at Minecraft. That's something that's really cool to me, because when I first started, I was just scared of walking around at nighttime, but now, like, if I go to a nether, I don't even feel scared at all. Probably because I have netherite and I have like potions and all that. When I first started, there were so many things that I didn't know, and there were so many things that I hadn't done in Minecraft. I was more of like a creative merchant doing this world, and if you watch the videos, I learned so many things, or I was introduced to so many things for the first time ever. Things that you probably knew about for years and years when it comes to this game, for the very first time on the videos. So to me, it was really, really cool getting to experience that in the videos. and also being able to yap to you about my life. Some days I felt kind of down, and making these videos really did help me out a lot. But obviously, as time went on, I did kind of start to become a bit more obsessed with the numbers, which is not good, I don't think. And because of that, I was more focused on making like builds and stuff like that. I think the authenticity of this channel, I wouldn't say it died, because it really didn't, but it started to become more about content than what it was at first. And the big reason for that is because I can't just yap about certain topics for the rest of the channel's history. You know, it wouldn't really make much sense. Like my first videos, they had topics about certain things that I had gone through in my life, but there's only so many times that you can talk about something before it becomes redundant, or it's just like, all right, bro, you already talked about this. You already talked about how you fear failure. You already talked about your insecurities. Like, what are we doing now? What are we doing here? And at that point, it feels like attention seeking, because there's some things that I still haven't fixed. You know, I still am not doing good when it comes to eating healthy. That's on me. But I'm not gonna keep repeating myself and saying, guys, I want to do this, but then I keep messing up. At some point, like, I just gotta stay quiet, and then maybe I will talk about it once I've made the change for an extended period of time. And then if I talked about like, oh, the reason why I do this or I do that, it will sound more like an excuse rather than me trying to explain to you why I am the way I am. But at the same time, I don't want to make the excuse to say, oh, I am who I am, this is who I am. No, nothing like that. I actually hate that excuse. When you say something like that, there's no room to grow, there's no room to change. You know, that's one thing that it's like you trying to excuse who you are, you know, your bad habits. It's just an easy way to deflect any type of criticism, which I don't like that. One thing that I will say about my current friends is that I like that they're not yes man. They won't say yes to everything, because there's times where I do mess up, and my friends will definitely call me out for that. I have my own issues, and I'm still trying to work on them. You know, I think I will always be a work in progress, but I also cannot have the mentality that there's no room to grow. There is room to grow, and I can grow, and I can become a better person. And that was a big reason for these videos right here. Actually, it's around here. Yeah, it's around here. It's taking me back. Okay, it's right here. It should be down here. I probably should have brought a bucket, because if I fall in lava, it's gonna be tragic. I found it. I found it. Okay, there we go. Guys, we made it to the stronghold. Okay. This is the first time that I ever make it to a stronghold. Whoa, there's a lot of mobs out there. Let me be careful now. Like I said, guys, this is my first time in a stronghold. Naturally. Could this be the portal room? I'm looking for the portal room right now. It's a chest. Ooh, okay. Eye armor trim. Interesting. I got another trim. I don't know if it looks cool. I also don't know if I can replace the one that I currently have. I found it. I found it. I found the portal. You guys have no idea just how hyped this is for me. I have never done this before. An empty portal too. I'm glad that I have enough eyes. Wow. Sorry guys, wow. I'm speechless. I have never done this before. I started playing Minecraft. A lot of you guys were probably like, you couldn't even speak. You couldn't even talk. Probably. I actually have no idea how old Minecraft is. I've been playing Minecraft since it was new. You know what I mean? I'm on my PS3, and I have never naturally beat the Ender Dragon. This is such a big deal to me. You guys have no idea. I could cry. I'm not going to. Obviously, the main thing is I'm gonna place a bed. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna put the lodestone here. Actually, I might not put it here, and I'm gonna build up, and then I'm gonna put the lodestone there in the entrance of that area, because putting it here, you know, it's gonna be annoying. So I'm gonna place a chest here, and I'm gonna place this armor, 2 totems, maybe should I do 3? Yeah, I'm gonna do 3 totems of undying, 9 golden apples, 8 ender pearls, 2 stacks of building blocks, steak, this bow right here, a whole stack. And honestly, I think that's fine. This is gonna be my backup just in case I die. Like if I fall into the void, obviously I'm gonna lose everything. I don't want to just lose everything and then have to, yeah, it's gonna be a long day. At least I'm gonna have this. Tomorrow, if I remember, I'm gonna bring a second bucket of water just so I can have 2. I'm also gonna put my this here just in case I want to use it, or if I need it. I don't think I do. Honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna use this at all. I think I'm fine. But I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating it or I'm overestimating it. I'm also gonna put the Eyes of Ender here just because that feels proper. Okay, well, time to dig up. You know, I'm getting nostalgia. I obviously won't show it to you because I'm low-key embarrassed of it. But, you know, when I was younger, I used to go to get some, like, health checkups because I was pretty I mean, I still am, but at the time I was pretty obese, really bad. So I would get health checkups, and I used to have like a little like photo that they took of me, and in that photo I used to have a Minecraft shirt. So I'm just kind of thinking about that. Like I had a Minecraft shirt. I was a kid. I think it was elementary school, I think. Just kind of crazy. I'm nearing the end. I mean, obviously the end is not the end of the game. I mean, you have speedrunners that like touch the Ender Dragon on average like 5 times a day. You know, to them is like, you know, like a knife to butter. But to me, it's a bit like, wow, I never thought that I would ever get to this point. I just didn't. To me, Minecraft, and I'm gonna make some people mad, it was never fun for me to play it long term. But doing content on it, and then, you know what I mean? All I will say when it comes to that is that it just hits different. Kind of finally being able to do something like that. Oh, what's up? What's up, guy? What's up? See, this is what I mean. Like, normally I would have been scared. I would have been afraid. And the nighttime, no bed. But this time, nah, I'm chilling. Okay, here we go. Now time to set up the lodestone compass. And here we are back home. Anyways, we put this here, and we're gonna call it the end. I'm gonna place it here, and tomorrow we'll make our way to the end. I'll be honest, chat, I have no idea how tomorrow's video is gonna look like. I think I'm gonna start it pretty much right there and then in the stronghold, just so we can take care of the dragon. First thing we do, try to get the elytra, and then just explore the world one last time before I move on to something else, because I probably won't open this world, at least I don't plan to, for a very long time. With that being said, tomorrow is the end of these videos, or it's the end of season 1. It feels a bit bittersweet, but I'm ready. So it's time to close out the video. If you have a dream, make sure to do it, make sure to follow it, be consistent. Always strive for more, but don't beat yourself up if you do less. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.